views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the hit show Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Just say yes to explosive abundance. Leslie Fonteyne is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Now, here's your host, Leslie Fonteyne.
Hello, hello. This is Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne, and we are going to have a great time today. Today's topic is clearing the blocks to your purpose, and there are so many opportunities that we have to shift our purpose, to shift into who we are, to shift into what we're supposed to be doing. And I'm going to help blow some holes into some areas that sometimes get us a little off track when it comes to the word purpose. I truly believe that often our inner child gets in the way of us stepping into a purpose. And the other thing that gets in our way is some notions of grandeur. The ego that thinks that we've got to look important, be important, write the big book, stand on a stage, do whatever it is that is coming up for us that, we imagine is our key role, gets in our way. And so sometimes we completely miss what it is we're supposed to be doing. So, for example, right now we are in the middle of the holiday season, and, there's lots of things that we could be doing, lots of places that we could be going, but, perhaps we're thinking we have to be important. Perhaps we're thinking that we have to do something substantial. And so we get in the way of ourselves when we are thinking that something has to be majorly important. So that's a big part of our topic today. When we're stepping onto our path, blocks and interferences can surface that we never knew existed. They get in the way of what we're supposed to be doing, but we can resist their removal. And so the other part of stepping onto our purpose is sometimes it gets in the way of, what we think our life should look like. So we have a concept of life. We think we should have this partner, this job, we should live in this area, we should have this much money. We don't really want to let go of anything that we consider to be part of our security structure. So sometimes a lot of extreme thinking gets in the way of our purpose. So today, let's dial it back a little bit. Let's understand that if we're feeling like we're looking for our purpose, or we're searching for what we're supposed to be doing, or we know what our purpose is, but we don't know how we can do it, let's make this a show where we really open up our heart space and we really allow Spirit to come through and take a look at who we are right now and what we're shifting. Because I can promise you that whatever is coming up for you that you want to step into, that maybe there's a little negative energy about, some thoughts that, you're feeling like, well, I can't do that. I don't have the money for that. How am I going to do that? I have all this opposition in my family and in my life, et cetera, et cetera. If we're allowing that to be the reason we're not stepping into it, then we're not taking those blocks as an opportunity to shift. And you guys know me enough that any block showing up is an opportunity to shift. Now, we don't always need blocks to propel us into purpose. If we keep attracting the same blocks over and over again, then there's something about us that's sort of wanting to hold on to things. If we are refusing to shift, then, that is something that we need to take a look at as well. That is an opportunity to step into our greatness. So I'm very, very excited about this show today. We're going to do a clearing. And, being the holiday season, this is an opportunity to give ourselves the gift of shifting a block. So I'd like to talk a bit before we get into the show. I've got some classes coming up that I think are going to be tremendous for any of you that are looking to step into your purpose, looking to, empower yourself a little more than you have been. Maybe you felt very, down about who you are energetically. I've met many spirit workers, many people energetically powerful who've given up. And it's interesting, they've just stopped doing their work. And then I've met some people that are really afraid of stepping onto the path because they're afraid of what they might have to give up. If any of this speaks to you, I would love for you to sign up for my class called Becoming the Hero in Your Own Life. We have to own our energy and own our power. And all of us can be strong in one area and very submissive and reactive in some other area of our lives. So this class helps you step through the process of identifying where you live in power and where you don't. We have attachments and contracts and agreements and wounds and our inner child, and all of these things can come into play to keep us bound up in fear, thinking it's impossible to shift, impossible to change. So this is a class that will benefit you over and over and over again. I provide you with a recording of the class afterwards, which you can replay for yourself. I mean, this is invaluable. So think about signing up for the class. It's Becoming the Hero in Your Own Life. And you can go to my website, LeslieFonteyne.com. That's LeslieFonteyne.com. And Becoming the Hero in Your Own Life starts January 5th at a time that's good for you. It's a teleclass. We do it by phone. We shift energy. We identify things within our field. Source shows up. The Ascended Masters, Archangels show up. And it is hugely powerful to go into the center of your energy field and identify those places that you're ready to move. And the awesome thing about it is if we felt small, if we felt inadequate, if we felt like, hey, I can't do this, I can't be that great, I haven't even written a book yet, I'm not teaching classes, this is going to show you how magnificent you can be exactly as you are and who you are. And sometimes we don't even know we're holding on to certain blocks that don't serve us anymore. So that's the exciting thing. So I hope you will give this class a shot. It is going to be fantastic, hugely reasonable rate, just $150 for 4 classes. And like I said, it's power-packed, and you are going to get the recordings that you will be able to listen to over and over and over again. For today's show, if you're interested in getting some work on your blocks or talking about your purpose and something that's been important to you for a long time, I'd like to give you the call-in number. It's 800-930-2819, 800-930-2819. And you can call this number and we can talk about purpose. So that is the topic today. And if you've got some other things that you'd like to talk about, or you're thinking about working with me, you've got some real blocks to energy, I would love to work with you. I do free complimentary consultation sessions to see if it's a good idea to work with us. I work with really high-level ascended masters and archangels to shift blocks. I have just heard so many reports from clients of the things that have moved and shifted from physical issues to emotional issues to finance to opportunities that open up, that it's just really humbling to watch what happens when the masters and archangels get involved. But again, you are showing up because you're ready. It's not a situation where, you aren't participating. You are fully participating with your energy field. And this is a big part of today's topic, clearing the blocks, because sometimes we aren't ready to move some of the interferences. And we want to get to the bottom of why we're not ready. Often I ask people, well, you want to be abundant, don't you? And sure, yes, I want to be abundant. But then there's a block that shows up and we say to ourselves, well, I can't let go of that. Well, I'm not sure about that. Well, who would I be without that situation or these people or this job or that family? And we come up with all of these energetic agreements we have. I call them often old loyalties. We have old loyalties to family. And somehow we think that if we release these loyalties to family, that we are dishonoring our family or dishonoring our culture. I mean, some of us get so attached to beliefs, so attached to, a way of living or a cultural commitment, all kinds of stuff that surface when I'm doing sessions with you. Because again, my sessions are channeled. There's a lot coming up. There's a lot that becomes clear. I want you to know we never dishonor your loved ones, ever. But we can all be carrying energies that interfere with our purpose. So let's be thinking about that. I'm getting a lot coming up in the heart space right now, and often the holidays are a difficult time for some people. There's the expectation of how we appear, the kind of demeanor we should have. We need to be happy. We need to be this. We need to be that. Should is the word of the day. Need is the word of the day. How, for example, Christmas should look, how Hanukkah should look, how all the holidays around the world should look. We put all this sense of expectation on top of it, and we're not feeling it. Instead of allowing ourselves to go into what is the issue, we try to just cover it up and put another mask on top of, how we truly feel. As long as we do that, we never get to the core of what's going on with us. And so let's be brave today. Let's be courageous. Let's take a look at some of the things that are showing up, because we're wanting to step onto our purpose. And sometimes we're encircled by people that don't even, know who we are. So let's take a look at that when we come back from break.
Beyond being this amazing neurologist, inventor, author, Dr. Dan Cohen has been called to look at technology and look at personal and spiritual development and merge these together. As technology uses the healing and psychospiritual effects of synchronized sounds, vibrations, electromagnetic fields, and how that interacts with us in our nervous system in what we're calling the Soul Tech Chair.
The Soul Tech Lounge induces profound levels of relaxation that transition over time into deep meditative states. The synchronized sound, vibration, and magnetic field induce these states. The subject doesn't have to work at it.
To learn more, go to soultechwellbeing.com. That's SOLTEC Wellbeing.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life, career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Suzanne Evans. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
Is traditional medicine not working for you? Do you still feel as if your health isn't 100%? Here at the Holistic Medical Center, Dr. Nushin Darvish and the qualified staff look through the dimensions of wellness and start a healing plan prioritized to your needs. Our physicians assess the whole you until complete health is achieved. Get the help you need by visiting drdarvish.com or call 425-451-0404.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
And this is Leslie Fonteyne. We are talking about sheer alchemy and how to clear our blocks, how to transmute our blocks if we're really getting a sense, an inkling of who we might be, how we might be here. And, you know, I do want to try and strip off a little bit this sense of importance. You know, our world has certain performance criteria of what success looks like, certain kind of job, certain kind of family life, certain accoutrements in our life, you know, cars and houses and all this stuff, all right? So there's a lot of external presentation that gets associated with our, you know, our identity. I am not talking about this. We are talking about purpose. Now, purpose has a kind of a higher realm ring to it, doesn't it? And it's not associated with ego and importance. So one thing I have found over and over again when I am doing work or going through my shifts is anything that smacks of self-importance and my ego and how great I am. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how that gets addressed very quickly. So I don't even want to go there. I can have times where I think, oh my gosh, I haven't written the book. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. That too is a form of ego. See, sometimes we think ego means this big bombastic part of us that's super confident and that goes out there. And part of us think it's pretty okay to have that. Your ego can also be low self-esteem, not thinking, you know, you're as competent as other people, and all these other kinds of us parts of us that make us feel insecure. So I want to bring up all of those things. We want to clear all of it because your purpose often can be showing up with a very high vibrational energy when you're just standing on the sidewalk, when you're walking into your office, when you are being completely aware, standing in total awareness of your energy. Okay, so I want you to kind of take a look at those things in you that are giving you the long list of, well, I haven't done this and I haven't done that and I haven't become this and I haven't become that. Any of these things that are showing up for you, take a look at it. Make a list for you where you're feeling a little inadequate, not showing up. Because the importance of identifying that is that then you can sort of see better what your purpose is. When we put the mask of all these external performance criteria on it, then we don't see it. So we have a caller, Benny, is that right?
We certainly do. We'll take Howard calling in from Seattle. Hello, Howard.
Hey, hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. How are you, Howard? It's great to have your call. What's going on?
Well, okay. So this is a great topic. You usually have great topics, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for me, in terms of I wrote down some things. I wrote down, I feel lost, and I feel lost. I'm not in touch with a purpose that calls me forth in life. And the other thing is, I just don't get me. I mean, there is some ego in this because I am at an age where I thought I would have been more successful in my life than I assess myself to have been. And that conversation in my head just weighs on me. Because I don't think that I've lived up to expectations, internal, external, and it bothers me because I'm at a point in my life where I'm going, and I look back and I can take some stock in what I've done, and I'm going, there's nothing of any importance or significance that stands out for me.
Wow.
And I know that you talked about ego, you just mentioned it, but I still want to feel like I've done something with my life that I can sit there and say, you know what, if nothing else, if I was to pass away tomorrow, I've done this and I can feel good about that.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
There you have it.
That's pretty good, Howard. You have just articulated the whole darn show. That was so good.
Can I charge you for it?
That is really good. You've just done a great job of articulating, I think, for many people exactly what they feel, because we get, confused. So, one thing we know already, right, if we're doing a show with me, that there's a spiritual component to this show, right? So you've got some awareness that you've had in your life for a very long time, right? There's some things that have been pretty major and important to you. Can you tell me about your spiritual path or your awareness and what that's been like for you?
Oh, that's a great question. It's funny, at an early age in my life, the first inkling of some kind of spirituality was I read this book by Gina Sermonara. It had to do with many lifetimes, and there was some connection in there that, when I was younger, there was just something about that book that spoke to me. And that's actually the first remembrance that I had of any kind of spiritual interest. And then I did some other things in terms of the information about Edgar Cayce came up for me. And then I did a course in the 70s that impacted me in a way that I had never been impacted before.
Right.
And I was left with a profound shift in being, sense of way I saw the world and everything. And that's probably that's the first time that I actually experienced whatever that was, whatever.
Right.
And so that experience is actually they call the transformation of whatever it is.
Yes.
That experience impacted me, and I'm still feeling the impact of that today, although not necessarily in a good way. So that's kind of and so after that, I did some work in terms of the different churches, and also some trying to explore my own masculinity, a little bit of that. So that's a little bit of some of what I've.
Well,
I'm
and
really also praying to angels. Most recently, I've been, because my life seems to be so chaotic and so painful, I've been doing a lot of prayer work, asking for angel guidance.
I love it. So this is just a fantastic call, because I think, honestly, Howard, you speak for a lot of people that get lost on their path, or they think they're lost. And, one thing about a spiritual life or a life of awareness is that it's the great disruptor. And it's the disruptor of our perceptions in the world. We don't see things the same anymore. We start to explore energy. We start to explore the invitation of guidance. And guidance, a lot of people that I meet, especially when people are like looking for psychic guidance, they're really wanting direction in 3D land, right? Tell me about the job, the partner, how this is going to work, how that's going to work, give me the money, all this kind of stuff. There's really no real interest and desire to go beyond that, right? To go to any higher realm. But the whole thing about higher level guidance is it's coming from that other place, right? It's coming from a higher place of vision and purpose and destiny and desire. And it's not ego-based. So you've had the great disruptor, and I love how you described that experience that transformed you. And then it's interesting what you said, that it's not necessarily been good. So can you tell me about that? What do you mean by it wasn't good?
It's not so much, the experience actually itself was fantastic.
Yeah.
The
effects of it.
The actual experience of being in the program was great. It's the stuff that happened afterwards, some of which, because I became, it was so moving to me that I wanted to participate more, and out of my participating, there was some painful stuff that happened after that. And
so can I just stop you there? Because
Sure.
this is, when you say painful, because I can tell you, anytime I'm shifting through some things, it can be painful. So painful meaning, were you releasing some things in your life? Were you stepping into something new? Was it, what was painful?
I figure where I'm going here. There was a loss for me. It was I had somehow projected onto this organization after I started working with him. Like I had never experienced anything like that, even in my own family. So in a way, it had become my family. When I was asked to leave because I wasn't, they were. In a way, there's not a way. I got fired, but it wasn't like it was like a separation. And and the way that it happened, I was just, it was like a break in belonging. It was like I was put back out in life after having been a part of a family, and it was just really painful.
Well, Howard, I want to keep this conversation going. We're coming up on a break here, but you have described something that a lot of people have gone through, because in a deep, powerful spiritual shift, there is that creation of family. There are some losses that occur. There are some other disruptions that happen, but it surfaces a lot of wounds. And I love what you said about never having felt that kind of closeness. I'd like to have you hold through the break, and I'd like to come back with you in the next segment. We'll come back. Thanks.
It was almost Christmas time. There I stood in another line, trying to buy that last gift or two.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Would you like to experience life-transforming adventures in personal expansion and world service? If you do, tune in to learn about magical innate abilities that you can develop and use to make your dreams come true. Joy Elaine is author of the Joy Chronicles, and she's inviting you and millions of others to join her in working with galactic masters, angels, and the Ashtar Command as they assist humanity and planet Earth to achieve their ultimate destination of ascension. For more information about this upcoming event and broadcast, visit joyelaine.com. That's joy, ELAINE.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics.
Was a little boy waiting anxiously, pacing round like little boys do, and in his hands he held a pair of shoes, and his clothes were worn and old.
And we're back. This is Leslie Fonteyne at Sheer Alchemy, and we've been talking with Howard, who has, been on a spiritual path and gone through a lot of things as a result of that, experiencing sort of the multidimensional impacts that many of us and many of you listeners have had, where you're living in this 3D world that has its rules, it has its values, its sense of importance, what's an accomplishment, what's not. And we get impacted spiritually, which is honest to God, just a profound experience, which Howard clearly has had, and reconciling it. And often, we're being asked to reconcile these higher dimensional experiences, these spiritual experiences, with our 3D values. And it is really tough. And so if any of you have had that impact, I hope you're listening today, because it's just being articulated beautifully. So, Howard, are you still there?
I am.
All right. So, I'm just really excited to get to do some work with you. But, your presence is really profound. And sometimes, and many of us have had this, where, we're around people that just don't get whatever has happened to us, right? It's like, what is this, right? And then we go through a lot of incredible healing, this incredible universal love. So often it's being mirrored back to us, what we're receiving. So, you mirrored an amazing amount of love coming your way. And then there were some other wounds that got stirred up. And, these aren't all your fault, as you well know. And I can't tell you how many people I've met who've been healers or spiritual workers of one kind or another, and they quit. They just quit because it got too painful, it got too hard, or there were obstacles, there were things that got in their way. And, as you probably heard me talk often, when these obstacles come up, this is our gift to heal again. So I am just getting such a wonderful sense of you. And it's crazy that, we can say that sometimes in the midst of the wound, right? Like, where did we get derailed? If we got derailed, where did we get lost? Where did we stop? So if you think about your stopping point, because I'm getting you in your solar plexus right now, it was like, and some anger came up too, didn't it, at the time?
I'm not. I've been. My stomach's been hurting. I don't know about the anger. There has been some. I have been some. Yeah. There has been some anger about things that have happened.
Right.
And the other thing that it's nice. I appreciate your reassurance that it's not all my fault. It's the sensitivity that I am to my environments, that some of that is playing a role.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm seeing, the weird thing for me is I'm seeing this as patterns in my life. I've seen these patterns before. They're not new.
Right.
I mean, I saw this back in the 80s, and here I am seeing a similar kind of thing coming up for me again. And it's like I'm going, what's going on here?
Right. Well, what's going on is you're ready to clear it out. And I would love to work with you, Howard, but let's do some work now. One thing I would definitely throw out to you to consider is if we remove all of the I don't know what to call it, but there's a lot of interfering thoughts, okay? There's things that are getting in the way that are objectionable. These are objections that I have to the situation or what's going on. And if I clear those out and we just allow that clear channel of messaging to come through you, I think that would be really helpful. And I'm not trying to be super vague here. Mm-hmm. But when I call it same energy, different outfit, right? It keeps showing up. But for some reason today, it's an important day, and it can be like the day that we choose to clear it. And so one thing I'd like to work with you right now is to say, yes, I'm ready to clear it. I'm ready to shift out of the block. I want to go into your solar plexus right now, but right now your high heart, which is your purpose area, is just really phenomenal. There's a lot of grief. I'm going to tell you that. There's a lot of sadness, but there's just a profound amount of energy, and I'd like to bring in the masters, the archangels right now. I'd like to bring in kind of the higher energies that I work with, just bringing in some beautiful Arcturian energy for you. And your throat space, sometimes that gets super clogged up. And this is where you speak your truth with integrity. And sometimes when we have no one to tell our truth to, no one to really articulate, what's coming through, you've been shut down so many times. And I can see this in your spiritual path, and this lifetime, other lifetimes, I can see where you've been shut down, because there is an integrity of holding an energy and having the supportive energy and not putting up walls and, structures around us so that we don't get hurt. It's a real tricky thing.
Yeah.
So you have been smushed and smashed and hit a few times. So I just really want to go deep. We're going to do as much as we can right now. Okay. So bear with me.
Okay.
That we're going to do some deep work here right now. So in your throat space, just really, I would love it today. We're clearing out any contracts, cords, or agreements holding you, and any old patterns of not speaking your truth, letting these go, clearing these out. Any tracking devices, letting these go. Out of your throat space from the beginning of your timeline into present time. And just releasing out of the top of your crown. You should be getting a lot coming out of the top of your crown right now. Going into your heart space, and we're clearing out any agreements to not speak your truth, any agreements to not step into your passion. We're releasing these. And I just want you to just agree in your spirit right now, releasing any vows to not step into your passion. There's a commitment at one time, whether it's this lifetime or another, to not fully step into your passion and purpose, that it was too painful. It was a lot of retribution, a lot of damage, a lot of punishment. Oh, yeah, very severe. You can feel that. So just releasing out anything that gets in the way. These are old energies that are affecting your present time experience, letting those go. I'm seeing some of these other practitioners that you've worked with that kind of had a almost an egoic but negative spin on you. So when I clear out all of their energies from your field, just allow yourself to release it out into the light. So part of you's harbored some old wounds, just held on to some of these. So let's just let these go, because they're sort of dousing your light a bit. Now I'm going into your power center. And from the beginning of your timeline all the way into present time, clearing out all core fear, fully standing in your power, fully standing in your energy, fully standing in your soul essence in all that you are. Releasing any of the digestive issues, bringing in the MAP team, releasing out the debris out of your core, releasing any blocks, interferences that keep you from fully standing in your own integrity, your own initiative. Thanking the healing team. Bring in the etheric healing team, patching up the holes, the tears, the cuts in your aura, all the attack. Releasing, just see yourself releasing all the resentment, all the anger, all the sadness. Just healing up your inner child as much as we can in this quick moment with Divine Mother and Divine Father. And just briefly sealing up this work for the next few days to allow it to integrate. And I definitely want you to let me know how you are over the next day or two. Okay. And we can do much deeper work. But right now, we're doing a full wash now of Supreme Being Light, Pure Essence Energy. And just releasing out any of the false reasoning, false thoughts, inner child blocked emotions that stop you from connecting with your purpose. Wow. So I don't know if you felt any of that, Howard, but there are a lot of reasons and a lot of holds on your energy field. And we've shifted out a lot in a very brief period of work here. How are you?
Well, there was some, while you were doing that, there was some deep grieving and tears and some real sadness, and I had images come up of things that I saw. So, I could see, I could see things that I had just internalized. And this whole blocked expression is, I can see it.
Yeah, no, it's profound. And I would just, throw out to you, if it's at all possible, for you to just take a time out for a couple of hours somewhere and just really allow yourself to continually flush it out and to just write, don't write a novel, but some of the things coming to you about who you are and your identity. Because like you said, when we cover it over with a lot of this other stuff or what other people think of who we're supposed to be, that's getting stripped away right now for a lot of people. And I don't want you to feel alone right now. This has nothing to do with successful, not successful, being purposeful, but this was a purposeful call. This was a purposeful moment. So I really want you to take care of yourself over the next couple of hours. And if you want to reach out again and do some more work, I'd love to work with you, but this was pretty big. So
it feels like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope you will let me know how you are over the next couple of days. Just because it continues even after we've stopped talking. Okay.
I can do it.
Okay. Thank you so much for your call, Howard.
Leslie, thank you. Thank you for your work. And thanks for KKNW for having your show on here in Seattle. I appreciate it. And I want to just, kudos to everybody.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you so much. I am super grateful to Howard for that call. That is, for me, the essence of what I'd like to share about purpose. Many of you, I can't tell you how many people I've met, either they were Reiki healers or doing work, or they got connected with an organization that was carrying a certain energy that was very transformative, and they shifted through, probably lifetimes of healings, and then something would happen, an offense would get created or something would get shut down, and they would just quit or stop or think something was wrong. And no one's been there to tell us that was surfacing the next thing. No one was there to support us. And so when we can reconnect with that purpose and start to step into it, so much of this is about saying yes. So I want you to think about, in the break, just a brief break here. We'll have a little bit more of the show after this, but any part of you that has been blocked or saying no or holding back, I want you to experiment with saying yes today to that piece of you. And if you feel fearful, do it anyway. Do it anyway, because this is you finding out how tremendously powerful you are. This is Leslie Fonteyne. This is Sheer Alchemy, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show, talk radio to thrive by. I am so thrilled to be talking to all of you. We have got talk radio for all of us. Are you ready and willing and able to accept all of the abundance you can muster up in your life? Check us out, thedrpatshow.com, transformationtalkradio.com, transformationradio.fm.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
A word of caution: if you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthisfunny.com today.
When your body is awakened, your spirit comes alive. Dana Canetto is a transformational guide, embodiment coach, and spiritual mentor assisting women in realigning with their truth and embodying who they are by connecting to the wisdom of their body. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio and the Dr. Pat Show Network for Body Divinity Radio with Dana Canetto. For more information on Dana and her services, visit danacanetto.com. That's DANACANNETO.com.
Are you ready to stop stress, anxiety, and low self-esteem from running your life? Join award-winning author Dr. Friedemann Schaub for Empowerment Radio and learn breakthrough solutions to switch out of survival mode and approach every day with great ease, joy, and purpose. Tune in the first and third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific to Empowerment Radio with host Dr. Friedemann Schaub on Transformation Talk Radio. Visit thefearandanxietysolution.com to learn more.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
This is Leslie Fonteyne. You're listening to Sheer Alchemy, and let's talk about how you can get in touch with me. If you are interested in working on your purpose and clearing blocks and going into the depth of healing, you got just a little taste of it working with Howard. I would love to work with you. I work with people all over the country, all over the world, and it is really amazing what can be done. And if it's resonating with you right now, I want you to pay attention to that. And, don't start reasoning yourself out of this. It is on time. It's on purpose. It's about who you are. It's about being a light in the world. It's about the service work that you do in the world. And you are going to connect with that again. So many of us had it when we were young. Something happened. We got wounded. We got hurt. But these wounds sometimes are on purpose. They're for us to shift and to clear. And I know many of you who do any kind of work with others, you find that you'll clear something and immediately the next person who shows up, you're able to help them. And that's what's happening for a lot of us. This is a time of a lot of people raising their consciousness in the world, throughout the planet. So wherever you are carrying your energetic vibration, thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Stop letting, hurt feelings, resentments, anger, lack of finances, not the right partner, job that's demoralizing. Stop letting that rule. This is a time to step into your power. This is a time to become the hero in your own life, which is also a class I'll be teaching starting January 5th. And it's a very economical way for you to get a lot of work done and to go deep into your field. A lot of us have not learned how to hold our own power, not in a kind of type A egotistical way. I'm talking about hold the energetic, powerful column in your own field so that you can intend and step into all that you are. This is so important that we learn how to do this. I know many of you would agree. There are thousands and thousands and millions, honestly, around the world who are holding space for the planet. Let's do that. Let's be that. Okay? So keep that in mind if you'd like to take the class, Becoming the Hero in Your Own Life. I'm also teaching Creating Daily Manifestation opportunities throughout your life, that too. But back to the concept of purpose. If you can release your perception of what purpose should be, should look like, then what you are doing is you are allowing the thoughts and the ideas to come through your field, allowing you to receive guidance about what it is. Sometimes we get guidance to go do something, to talk to a certain person, to check out something on the web, and we rationalize. We decide, no, I don't think so. No, I don't have time for that. That doesn't make sense. When we get guidance from higher mind, from source, from spirit, it is not coming from the same place as our limited rational mind. So stop blocking yourself. Take the guidance and at least write it down. Don't dismiss it. Don't disregard it. These things start to put you on the path to your purpose. Often, we will be guided, to go meet someone or to go do something. And on the surface, quote, it doesn't make sense. But when we get there, we find out that it's a soul connection or it's a stepping stone to the next thing in our lives. And so this is how it's going to unfold for us. This is how it unfolds. It becomes so exciting. So let's start having an exciting life today. Let's start stepping fully into all that we are. So open your channels wide right now. Open your heart space wide. Open your solar plexus wide. Just invite in your guidance team, just bringing them in. And now intend and allow the most amazing opportunities today. Don't sit there and say, it's not going to happen. Nothing's going to come. Yes, it will. You sit with it and you do it frequently and often, and you do it every day, and you do it for the next year. I guarantee you, you're going to call me about this and you're going to let me know some amazing things that are unfolding in your life. I promise. I hope you'll reach out to me if you have any questions about this, or if you want a consultation to see if it works to, work with me. I would love to talk to you about it. And until the new year, I hope you have a fantastic holiday season. Blessings to all of you.
You've been listening to the hit show Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fonteyne to stir up your passions, remove your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Gifted, shifted, and powerful is what this show is about. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com and LeslieFonteyne.com for showtimes and dates. Contact Leslie at LeslieFonteyne.com to schedule a transformative session that removes your blocks so that you can say yes to explosive abundance. You will not be the same.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.